So I'm still at the same place, right? And I just observe my environment because in these days, oh my God, if you don't observe your environment, your environment's gonna mull you over, because this gang stalking, that's just a sleight of hand. Because the real problem, satanic worshippers sacrificing, using children for satanic practices, exploitation, and organ trafficking. So, it is so bad. If you don't make yourself aware, you'll end up as a goddamn victim, honey. That's why it's really important for you guys to really do the research. Okay, the homework. It's not even research. It's homework. Project Paperclip, which, oh my God, plucked up all of that 1,600 concentration camp people that ran the concentration camp, gave them a free pass right into the United States. And then now, 25 to 30 years later, we've been in a covert world war. Yes, we have. And then so, as evidenced by the gang stalking, it's been there a long time. It's just now they're not even trying to hide it. They're like, suck my dick. I know, seriously, because as evidenced by, I have to suck dick if I want to get out of this place, but no, seriously. Nobody's coming to rescue my fucking liberties. That's how you know it's real fucked up. But, what you don't know is gonna fucking kill you. So, that's why it's really important to take note of your observations within the context of your environment, because there's a lot of psychos out there that make their wealth by shoveling graveyard dirt in their veins. Because they don't know how to go get authentic energy, so they kill people for it. So, yeah, babies. If you don't know what's going on, it's time you research it. So, Project Paperclip brought in your Nazis, but the thing is that when they got into the United States, so they had to subterfuge, blend. So what they did was take on, they picked their own ethnicity and went with it. And that's how they blended themselves into the community. So we've had 25, 30 years of the Project Paperclip. And then you need to look up Nuremberg trials, because Project Paperclip allowed them to escape the Nuremberg trials. Otherwise, they would have been held accountable for the crimes against humanity, and they would have been executed. But no. The Illuminati said, here, let's get you into the United States. So that's how you get your gang stalking. It's Nazi, honey. It's Nazi in origin. And The Godfather, you need to look this up. You need to look up Auschwitz. Because the premier physician of Auschwitz, Dr. Joseph Mengele, he was known as the Black Angel of Death. That is the godfather of this Nazi cesspool of gang stalking. Your government grubbers? Oh my God. They're nothing more than shallow, lazy as fuck culture. Because they don't want to have to learn a skill set. They just want to scam. And then make their sudden wealth that way. But, so, one of the things I was noticing here in my observation, see, this car? Oh my God, it's so fucking hilarious. So, I think it was two women, maybe three older women, in their late 50s, early 60s, exit that car, right. It's no big deal, but they were government grubbers, kind of how dare you tell me about the cesspool? I know, okay, it's okay. You don't have to like it. I can see how it puckers your ass. So that must mean you got some kind of empathy gene left. That's good news. But then, that wasn't even the funny part. So while I was sitting here, I noticed this guy. Yeah. What he does is that after the women leave, like, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes later, 5 minutes, 10, whatever, I see him exit the car. I was like, oh, wait. They acted like there was nobody there. And then the guy leaves. I'm like, that's not the first time I've seen that. it's like you have a crowd, right? Or maybe a duo, and they don't want to make it seem obvious they're leaving from the same car or going to the same car. I'm like, really? So I don't know what's going on with that template, but you might notice it in your environment. And if you do, look at the people. See what they're wearing. And then if opportunity provides, because if these are your neighbors, wouldn't you want to know if you got some crazy serial murderer next door to you? That's so true. Because, sudden wealth, organ trafficking, you better make sure you know what your neighbors are up to and who they hang out with. So when you see these behaviors, because if you don't know, bitch, they're going to death magic you, sacrifice you. Yes, it's true. It's so true. And not to mention, if you let your kids hang out with those kind of kids, they're going to infect your kids with the most horrible of behaviors. Because they don't have regard for ethics. They hoe out their integrity. And not only that, they have the gall to hoe out the liberties forefathers died for. And then what that means is that they're destroying the infrastructure of our country. That makes them treasonous. Oh, I know. And most of them don't even know what the term treason is. I know. But then if you also ask them, what is the punishment for treason? They wouldn't even know that. It's so pre-K, but it's okay. I'm here to teach. It's death. When you fuck with the country, the forefathers built it so you wouldn't have this kind of bullshit. But then the Nazis paved the way, and boom, gang stalkers. And they don't even know their own goddamn history. Just keep the government grifters coming. That's all I want. I know, they don't even care about the cesspool. I'm like, look, this is my car, right? It's a goddamn billboard. I mean, it's a billboard, and they still run their government grubbing game to my face. I'm like, okay. First of all, I consider it sacrilege and blasphemy that in the face of this knowledge, you're still running your grifting game. Okay, you know what? Law enforcement, any agency that does not have subjective-objective protocol for gang stalking, consider yourself the abomination of everything that exists because you're holding tight to your cesspool. It's been like a month since, July 4th? And then why do you still have the militia of these gang stalking government grubbers exploiting everything in the cesspool? It's still there. And what they did was just get bigger vans to shuttle of their murderers so they can run their macabre game. They just got more crafty. So, your cesspool? Abomination? You guys are holding on tight to that. Why hasn't the fucking police departments seen fit to present ethical standards since, they were there to, serve and protect? God damn it, you're on the goddamn government grifting payouts. No wonder they don't want to let it go. Greedy as fuck, egotistical, maniacal, delusions of grandeur. And I'm the one over here, oh my God. In my truck, they paint me the bad person. I know, because they figure all they have to do is call crazy on me and then haul me off with some fucking, corrupted law enforcement, and they'll just make up whatever they want. and then do whatever they want. Because that's the Wild West. Whatever semblance of normalcy we've had since 9/11, it's gone, bitches. It is motherfucking gone. As evidenced by, well, we have July 4th. Don't ask the government grubbers what that means. Because they show up for the fireworks to do the posing. Because they're fake as fuck. They've had the intelligence bred out of them with the government grifting and the black magic. Now they're like vagrants of mind. And they still do their goddamn motherfucking grifting. They can't help themselves. It's like, I have to. My card. I don't care that kids were exploited in the cesspool. Just give me my goddamn government grifting card already. I know. And there they are. It's so fucking, it's like the abomination parade. And I'm the fucked up one, right? I know. I guess it just chaps their ass that I'm so fucking talented. I know. I don't even throw my big dick energy on the table all the time. But if you're going to roast me, you better bring your A game. Because all I got to do is just reach in my little back pocket. Boom. Can you even do 25 push-ups? Oh, probably not, because you're insane. You don't know how to take care of your avatar, do you? You would rather take metformin than do fucking exercise, right? Yeah, because the pharmaceuticals endorse that. Oh yeah, and you're a doctor. How do you know he's not a sellout government grubber gang stalker? What's the percentage of personnel left in the medical field that doesn't have a price to sell out their integrity? Oh my God, because those are the odds. And what kind of health care you really get. You don't get the good health care just because you got a motherfucking body and showed up. You have to have, your extenuating political factors. Like, okay, if you're nobody like me, I love it. They just hoard themselves out unmercifully because they're like about the abomination cesspool. Did you hear that? Because they're just like, we love our psycho. I'm like, okay, that's good. You go be psycho. I'm not a control freak. I'm not going to make you stop being psycho. I can teach you. You have to want to stop being psycho. I know. And so then, everything is just so corrupted. So now, officially, July 4th is nothing more than Psychotic Day. As evidenced by, Little Flower has been having her liberties usurped, everything usurped, nothing restored, and you know what? They still treat me like a goddamn nobody. And you know what? I don't care what people think of me. You can think whatever stupidity you want because you all built a gossip machine and made that the pinnacle of your hate. And you bred that in people. And then you even train children. You indoctrinate them. Your cesspool is nothing more than an abomination of just self-gratitude and ego. Not to mention, sex and everything so they can get the rocks off with kids because the others don't care. I've watched the parade. I've tried to teach them. They just, how come she's not in jail yet? I know, I can see the looks. Okay, it's okay. Because some of us serve humanity. Some of us help ourselves to humanity, because they're satanic. True story. They're satanic worshipers, honey. Look up. I'm going to go find a satanic church and get acquainted. You're not going to find it there. They're underground. And they decided to be king of the world through the cesspool, honey. That's why it's a Wild West. Now we have to come up with a whole new protocol on how to defend ourselves in this day and age. Because even though with the technology, they still became a medieval as fuck witch hunt. As evidenced by me. I know. All I did was do a bunch of bullying. Okay, so now if they're doing this to a very well-trained, highly skilled, sexy, an articulate woman, what do you think they're doing to kids? And then on top of that, I don't mind when somebody wants to look down on me because I'm not floating with ego. I can blow anybody out of the water if I wanted to. Simply because I'm a badass that I learned and I studied and I dedicated myself and I didn't take shortcuts. But these guys are bent on the shortcuts. They just want the government grifting card without accountability for the goddamn cesspool of the child molestation. That's because they're Satanists, bitches. That's their that is their corner, their mainstay, their staple. I mean, because they get all the fucking kids they want to fucking exploit and shake a stick at. I mean, seriously. I mean, like, over here, we got, you know, look at the template. Yeah. They're the crusty old hags that probably lured kids so they can bake them in the goddamn oven. Oh, no, they just sex trafficked them. That's right. They skipped the oven. You know, and then, hello, I mean, templates, people, templates. I've already schooled them. They know you got the horse clothes on. The only thing that's happening here is that you think the community can't see you. So at any rate, it was that white car. Yeah. So I don't know what that guy was doing, but I've seen that template before. And I just had to make a video on it. I'm like, because there's so much to consider. I mean, when you have the counter surveillance. I mean, like, I'm an 80s girl. I'm X generation. In my day, you know what? In my day, my dad was like, hey, real flower, if you're like at the airport and somebody gives you a package, never take it. He didn't tell me why, and then I get it now because, you know, donkeys. Oh, yeah. So, now we got government grifter, donkey fed, Satanists. So, when you think satanic practices, think of the profile. That's the profile. And when you look at your government grifting, government gubbers mooching, it's a militia. I'm going to say that again, it's a militia. These soulless NPCs, you know, non-playable characters, because they're just there to destroy society rather than elevate it or build it up. They're fucking liars. So, when you look at that, you have to consider, who's doing the molesting? Who's doing the organ trafficking? Who's got the connections? I mean, it's easy because they wear the horse clothes. And when you spot the templates and you see their families, just know they fucked their kids, metaphorically, allegorically, and literally. Because if you teach a kid how to get away, to be psychotic on the down low, especially for profit, what kind of relationships are they going to build for their families? More shit ones. I mean, because if you don't care about having a spine and you have your integrity can be bought and sold like a dirty cum rag, that's who's running that shit show. And they're your infrastructure for the goddamn government, honey. You know, and the government is so fucked up. I've been posting these videos for how long? And nobody's come to bridge the gap for Patricia Regali to tell me what's going on. And God forbid I actually have an inheritance somewhere while I'm struggling and scrimping and enduring this onslaught of felonies with these hate crimes. I'm like, okay, does a government grubber know it's a government grubber? Oh my God, probably not. Does Auschwitz know it's fucking Auschwitz? Oh my God, it's so uneducated, it's not even funny. It's like painfully sickening. Because for them not to know, that was willful. Just give me the government grifting card. Never mind the behind the scenes stuff that goes on for it. I just gotta get the grifting card. I know. That is the society we have. And then the government also uses people who are struggling with addiction and leverage that against them to keep them on the hamster wheel and then keep them rubbing on the hamster wheel so they'll make sure they do everything they want without even question. So when they want to go and just go over there, fuck you, they have no empathy. So, at any rate, Be mindful of just observing your environment. What I do is like, I get to a place, I'm going to sit in my car for maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, just to watch. See who does what, to see the pattern. And then when I get to my car, I sit there for another 10, 15 minutes, and I watch. I observe. You guys need to do that as a practice. Because when I say that government grubbers, greedy as fuck, soulless, non-ethical, don't have integrity, breeding parasites, your life depends on that. Because they run sideways game. They befriend you. I mean, it's a fucking satanic person for reals. It's not a metaphor. It's very literal. So, because nobody's going to admit to being satanic, they found a way to, like, I guess have a secret handshake. Oh, I know. They get knocked up on purpose and then, sacrifice the kid when it's born. And maybe that's how they get the good government benefits. You guys got to be aware. I'm like, okay, back in the day, we had the Cold War? This is worse than that. This is what George Orwell was talking about. But even in George Orwell's novel, this is worse than 1984. This is about satanic practices. And it, like, again, they're sending kids to fucking, there we go. Seriously. Remember my video the other day when they said the kid, and they're like, hello? That is the second group of kids they're tooled for their shit fucking practices to come sideways at me. And what they're doing with that, I don't know. All I know is really bad. But whatever it is they're trying to hem me up with, they're trying to compromise their own kids to run the government grifting game, to hem me up in some other psychotic street theater. That's how fucked up it is. And then, you have Dr. Mengele to thank for that. That is the brainchild of Dr. Mengele. So, 3 things to look up. Powerchick paperclip, Nuremberg trials, Auschwitz. Boom. Gang stalking. And that's your history. But at any rate, thank you guys for listening. You know what? It can be very difficult to have to take on their psychological onslaught of violence. Because they're there, to make you commit suicide. Because that's the kind of unethical, empty, cedar, lemming, bottom feeders we got, with the government grifting. They're there to make you commit suicide. In whatever fuck shit way you can. I know, there's one in the background going, yay! I'm like, okay, I can see your salvation is going to be one of fucking, oh my God, how did I get here? Yeah, and you'll just be stuck. I feel sorry for that person. You've got a lot of ignorance out here being bred purposefully to keep the lemmings. For sure. And this is how fucked up it is. Because the Oregon Trail of Tears, when they passed out the smallpox blankets, boom, Nazi gang stalkers now. Recycled. They've usurped themselves from their own mind. I know. And then, I know. And then we got some other ones still government grubbing until the wheels fall off. They got no shame. And then, if you listen quietly, you can hear the government grubbers grubbing. I know. Because they like to do this one, because so you can overhear their gaslighting, but they're not really talking to you, but they're still being hate crimes. They're still showing felonies. These are hate crimes, people. And when they get their way, they become murderers and sex offenders that you'll never see on a sex offendery list because cesspool privileges. Cesspool privileges. And then they run the game in front of the fucking billboard. Okay, anyways, thank you for listening. I love you guys. Thank you for listening.